and welcome to this video testing, again, the AI interpreting slash voice translation feature that's in beta currently in Zoom. Once again, I've gotten together with the amazing Ernest Niño-Murcia to bring you this video. What we're going to do today is present what's called a proffer. That is basically a statement of the facts read most often at very high speeds in U.S. federal court by the assistant U.S. attorney, by the prosecutor. So we will be seeing what happens when we take that relatively high speed document being read. This is legalese. It's the sort of document we hear in court every day. It's different from the video we did with Ernest the other day because that had a lot of Spanglish and some things that could sort of trip it up. This time, we didn't try to trip up the machine. We did not try to make its life difficult other than providing a real life simulation of a text that would ordinarily be found in a courtroom. So without further ado, let's see how it does. The United States hereby files this factual basis in support of the change of plea of defendant Andres M.
Los
Delgado.
Estados Unidos presentan aquí esta base fáctica en apoyo al cambio de declaración del acusado Andrés M. Delgado. En apoyo de ello, el gobierno alega los siguientes hechos. Delgado Health Solutions, Incorporated. Delgado Health Solutions era una corporación de Hawái ubicada en 845 Alamona Boulevard, Honolulu, Hawái, que supuestamente proporcionaban medicamentos recetados a los beneficiarios de Medicare. Andrés M. Delgado, resident del condado de Honolulu, fue presidente y agente registrado de Delgado Health Solutions desde hasta alrededor de agosto de 2016. Carlos Shen. Mendoza, residente del condado de Maui, era el verdadero propietario de Delgado Health Solutions, tanto en la zona como en sus alrededores, desde el 14 de marzo de 2014 hasta alrededor de agosto de 2016. Desde os alrededor de marzo de 2014 hasta alrededor de agosto de 2016, en el condado de Honolulu, en el distrito de Hawái y en otros lugares. Carlos J. Mendoza y Andrés M. Delgado presentó y promovió la presentación de reclamaciones a través de la interfaz interestatal, Cables, que representaron de manera falsa y fraudulenta, que ofrece varios beneficios de atención médica, principalmente medicamentos recetados que eran médicamente necesarios. Están prescritos por un médico y han sido proporcionados por Delgado Health Solutions a los beneficiarios de Medicare. Como resultado de tales afirmaciones falsas y fraudulentas, discúlpenme, fraudulentas, los planes de medicamentos recetados de Medicare los patrocinan a través de sus gestores de beneficios farmacéuticos. Realizó pagos financiados por la Part Medicare, programa de las cuentas bancarias corporativas de Delgado Health Solutions, por una cantidad aproximada de $902,977. Carlos J. Mendoza y Andrés M. Delgado y otros utilizaron los ingresos provenientes de las reclamaciones falsas y fraudulentas de Medicare para su propio uso y beneficio, y para promover el fraude.
All right, let's take a look at some of the things that happened here. There's a lot going on. We start out not too poorly up at the top, except for Los Estados Unidos. One would normally say La Fiscalía, but in general, that opening part isn't too bad. Things don't get too sticky, and I do say that in the broadest sense, until this. Carlos J, Carlos Shen, and all of a sudden there's also a change in voice. So there's a man's voice, it sounds like, saying that, and then it goes back to the female voice. And there are issues with voices. We know this is a beta, and things are going to be, for lack of a better word, a bit wonky. But the switching from a sort of a more native sounding Spanish to a heavily British accented Spanish later on, and the introduction quite clearly here and in one other place of Portuguese, not Spanish, These are serious issues that would obviously need to be resolved if this is going to be taken out of beta. So native, non-native sounding Spanish, a change in voice, and a change in language. Major issues that that we could expect from a beta, but not from a solution once it goes live. But the formal aspects of the beta or of voices are by far not the only problems, significant problems we see here. When we get into the nitty-gritty, it becomes incomprehensible. So much is missed, so much is skipped, so much is turned around that a listener, if you just listen to the Spanish, does not understand what is being said. The only thing that seems to be very, very clear here is the number. At least the system got the amount right. But other little details like tanto en la zona como en sus alrededores, this is completely absent from the original. I'm assuming that it was taken from, in, or around, and Zoom AI understood that that meant the area or the surrounding area. Of course, it does not. This is a fictional text, fictional fact pattern, but something that we would very probably hear or be likely to hear in the same sort of a context in any federal courtroom and at this same speed. It is not at all unusual for prosecutors to read these documents at these speeds and for interpreters to be expected to keep up even when we don't have a copy of the proffer, which is what this document would be called in federal court. So it is not an overstatement to say that this is something that we would absolutely hear and be expected to interpret faithfully, completely, and accurately. I'll leave this up for another couple of minutes for those of you who are bilingual to delve into it a little more, take an additional look at this comparison so that you can see for yourselves the tremendous shortcomings, inaccuracies, and insufficiencies, patent insufficiency of this system as it currently stands for this purpose. Thanks for watching and listening.